Jesus, man. Focus on that before the writing. Welcome to the show! SKIDS Podcast. I'm Shane Kopke. I am here with Tim Gage. And Kevin McNichols.
Hi.
And he ruined it. I'm out of gas already. Thanks, Kevin.
All right, let's shut it down.
Wasted 30 fucking minutes, dude.
It's true. I have nothing to talk about tonight because we did it all before the show.
Yeah, we covered everything pre-show. We pre-cummed all over the fucking place.
Yeah, that's...
Who's out was down, isn't it?
Does that mean we can just pack up?
Call it, dude. Run the fucking credits, dude.
All right, thank you for listening to the show.
Appreciate it.
That was the SKIDS Podcast.
Fucking thing sucks.
It does. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, okay, we're back.
We're back.
I'll be damned. We are back. Anyway, so, yeah, we had Josh on last week. That was interesting.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Kind of short notice, but we got it done.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that he was related to Hitler.
That was a surprise. I think that caught all of us off guard.
You might have to bleep that, though, right off the beginning, because it's like less than 30 seconds into the show.
No, I was longer than 30 seconds into the show.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about right here.
Oh, yeah, but this one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Can't say Hitler.
The H word.
You can say the word.
You get pulled out of the fucking algorithm.
No, not.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Just like and what was the other one?
There's a lot of key words that you can't say.
He did Heil Hitler, too.
Who?
Fucking Josh did.
Did he? I don't remember him doing that. Oh, he said the word, yeah.
Yeah, he heiled Hitler.
That's not as bad as the...
As actually heiling Hitler.
Funny thing is, yeah, the symbolism of just raising your arm is the part that's bad.
There was something that happened in the news recently. Yeah, what's his name was trying to keep... at Cannes Film Festival, he was trying to keep a guy from doing the Hail Hitler sign. Pedro Pascal.
Oh.
He was on stage with someone else who started throwing the fucking sign out, and Pascal's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And brought his arm back down. It's like, we don't do that here. It's hilarious.
So he's policing?
The guy was just fucking waving, but he started to go over, just cross over his body a little bit as he's waving out, and Pascal's like, whoa.
Easy. I know that the arm thing is like, that's the thing everybody knows, but like, whenever I see like in movies and like documentaries and stuff, they also click their heels together when they do.
Yes, because they have to get back home. Kevin,
get back to Toto.
Yeah, how else are they need those golden bricked roads or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's also how he brings up the shoe knife on the gentleman warfare thing. Their secret shoes click their heels together to make some knife pop out.
Yeah, but that was like really shown in Roadhouse.
And Roadhouse had that shit?
Yeah, he did.
Guy walked in and Dalton goes, "Hey, check out that guy's boot."
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was badass, wasn't it? Fuck yeah.
And then he grabs the fucking guy's leg when he goes to kick him and pulls his boot off.
Yeah.
And then beats the shit out of him.
Don't fuck with Swayze, dude. You don't fuck with Swayze.
No shit.
And the thing is, for Swayze being so popular back when he was popular, not that many good movies, in my opinion.
Yeah, a few.
Ghost was fantastic.
I didn't like Ghost.
You know what?
It was a great movie.
Obviously, Roadhouse is a classic.
I loved Roadhouse.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn was good.
Yeah, that was amazing. With Jennifer. What was it?
Jennifer Grey.
Grey.
That was also when he was like kind of not well known at all.
Yeah, that was
nobody
that was quite an earlier.
I mean,
one.
Charlie Sheen was in that.
Dirty Dancing.
Nobody knew who he was.
Yeah, Jennifer Grey and Dirty Dancing. That was another
Dirty
good
Dancing
one.
sucked.
What are you talking about?
It was a terrible movie.
I'm not a fan of that one.
No, it's a terrible movie.
God, there's another one. The Outsiders, the gang of young guys. You know, like
I haven't seen it. I heard it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
I haven't seen that one.
It's got like C. Thomas Howell and like
C. Thomas Howell was in everything back then.
Yeah, I know. But they also had early role for Tom Cruise and what's his name? Ralph Macchio from.
Oh yeah, Pony Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome in that.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, but I'm talking about though when he gained his popularity.
Oh yeah,
this is all
from
before.
his looks and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
no, when he
Point
gained
Break.
when he Point Break was
Point Break.
Another
guy.
Yeah.
But outside of that, what other good movies?
Okay, one of his later ones I kind of like Black Dog.
Black Dog was okay. It's
okay.
a fun movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that a good movie.
I'd
call it a
not
fun movie.
Good movie.
It's
but
the same thing with Roadhouse. Roadhouse is not a good movie. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
You got that fat Dom DeLuise looking dude that gets fucking the polar bear knocked over on him. and they use monster trucks to just drive around town.
Well, yeah, who wouldn't? You got a shit ton of money. Who tell you
right?
No, look, I would do the same thing. And if I was the rich dude, I mean, I'd own the town. Why not?
Oh my goodness, he's got quite the list here.
Yeah, he was in a fucking
he
ton
was
of
in
movies.
a lot of movies.
But again, I don't think he was in that many good movies.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because like the fun movies, I'm fine with. Like,
sure,
Roadhouse, Black Dog was decent.
Yeah. Point Break,
and Red Dawn.
Yeah.
But that's 4 movies out of a career
that was like 30.
And he made them fucking millions, dude.
Sure,
of course.
Sure,
I'm
absolutely.
not saying, but how many were good?
He did a show later in his career before he. It was like maybe a few years before
it was
he
in Tu Wong
died
Fu.
of cancer.
I didn't like that movie.
Oh yeah,
that was a great movie.
Didn't like
he was in Donnie Darko. That was a good one.
Oh yeah,
but he was in it for
Darko.
such a small part.
Yeah, he had a small role in that.
Nonetheless, he nailed the role.
And here's a problem I do have with Donnie Darko is all the people saying how brilliant it is when it's not that brilliant. It's just interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's. I mean, it's definitely deeper than it.
I don't think it's as deep as people think it is, though.
Well, it's more about it's more the idea of like
lame.
That was a good one.
The deep part of it has to do with like the time travel and all that stuff. And
yeah, but it's not that deep. Do you know what I mean?
You know,
like there's other movies where you could go.
Had a
it's
great
deeper.
mystery all the way
sure.
through.
There's
The whole ribbon through it. You didn't understand what's going on.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a deep movie. Just because you don't know what's going on doesn't make it deep. I could put anything on the screen and not know what's going on.
The thing is, I think it's not really that it's so deep. It's more that the movie doesn't just explain everything to you. What's going on? You kind of have to figure it out for yourself.
Here, I'll explain the problem I have with it. It's the same problem that I have with the Rick and Morty fans that talk about how deep Rick and Morty really is when it's not.
No, I mean it's well written.
It's well written, but it's not as deep as as people try to make it into this masterpiece that it's absolutely not. It's good,
yeah,
but a masterpiece.
Well, no, I mean they use a lot of like science fiction ideas, and they use them well.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I'm saying though, it's not as brilliant.
No,
because the people that
it's a great cartoon
that just talk about how well. I
wouldn't call it like a timeless thing.
No, and it's the same thing I have a problem with in Donnie Darko. It's like it's not as deep. You're putting too much stock in this when there's other movies that you can put that stock in and not necessarily everybody, but a lot of people would be like, yeah, you're right. There is more to it than's on the surface.
Yeah. But in regards to Donnie Darko, I think it's more that it doesn't explain everything that's happening. It's showing you what's happening, but it's showing it in a way that is not as. There's a lot more symbolic stuff going on than there's also.
You're one of the people I'm already hating, right?
No, I
think
just,
that's what's going on here.
It's not hard to do.
I'm just saying, like, because the whole idea is like this loop and time travel and stuff, and
yeah, that's fine.
And you just have to pay attention to get it. And a lot of people, for some reason, that was very complex for them.
Yeah, when I watched it, it was like, you get that, but at the same time, I don't think it was nearly as deep as, like, it's one of those movies that somebody would come up and be like, you have to watch this, because they're super into it.
Like Memento.
Yeah.
Memento. That's a good movie, though.
It's a good movie.
You have to see it.
But again, Memento, I don't think is as deep as people even portray that one.
I think it's part of it. When they say deep, they probably mean twist.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing. Then they need to understand the difference between deep and a twist.
Yeah,
because I
was going to say that M. Night Shyamalan has the most deep movies ever. Actually, just like 2.
Oh, and like with Memento, it was just the way it was filmed, because it was like filmed backwards, pretty much, wasn't it? And so obviously you don't really get what's going on until you follow it to the end. But right. I mean, hey, I think it was filmed really well, and the ideas at the time was very unique.
And the whole reason Pulp Fiction, because that one was never going to be made, and they, Quentin Tarantino finally got somebody to go, let's do this.
Yeah.
Because nobody had done anything like it. And then after that, now you start seeing those things like Memento and...
Yeah, and also there was that time frame after Pulp
where
Fiction, where
everybody
everybody was trying to make
They're
their
like,
own Pulp
how do
Fiction.
we catch this lightning in a bottle
Yeah.
again? It's like, no, you don't. That's,
Well, name one.
Yeah. It's like there was a lot of like B movies and stuff like that came
Well,
out.
Go
but
is
also,
one.
Some indie ones. Go is definitely one.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
But
I wouldn't call it brilliant.
But it's like those kind of like slice of life movies where they have these conversations that feel like they don't. They're just regular conversations. Like. Quentin Tarantino likes to do that in his movies, where people are having
does Kevin
conversations.
Smith.
Yes, that right, like don't really have anything to do with the plot. They just kind of feel like it's a slice of life, everyday conversation with people, and it makes it, it kind of adds a little more complexity to the characters and stuff. Quentin Tarantino does it right. Other people try to do that to ape the way he does it.
I wish we wouldn't get pulled for pulling this up, but. The one that I would love to pull up, it's hilarious. I don't know what movie it is, but Quentin Tarantino's explaining how Top Gun is a euphemism for gay sex.
Reservoir Dogs.
No, it's not. It's not Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, come on. There's that one song. When
it's hilarious.
Okay, in Top Gun, when they're playing volleyball on the beach, and there's that song, that Kenny Loggins song, "Playing with the Boys."
Yeah, but that's only one thing. Like the rest of the stuff he talks about, he's like, no, Kelly McGill is is it McGill?
Oh, was it
McGillis.
the one with the zombies? Right, was it with the zombies when they all turned into zombies?
No,
and shit
it's. I don't think it's any of his movies.
Oh,
it's a movie he wrote the part in. I think he was helping direct it or something like that.
Like 4 Rooms, maybe.
No, it's not. It's not any of his movies. But anyway, he's talking about it, but like how Kelly McGillis is the straight side, Iceman, and the boys are all the gay side.
Yeah.
And by the end, he's like, "I'll be your wingman, Iceman," and just like the whole thing is just fucking hilarious. Like I said, I wish we could play it. I mean, we could, and then we just have to fucking delete it from YouTube. The rest of the places will be fine with it.
Well, and him and Roger Avery, another director, they have a podcast now where they just watch movies and then they talk about them. Like they pick like 2 or 3 movies like a week or something, and they talk about them, and they
so they just recap them in their podcast, or do we
no,
watch it with them?
No, they watch them, and then they don't really recap. They just give their sort of takes on the movie, what they think about it, how they feel about it. But they have some interesting takes, and it's interesting to hear Quentin Tarantino kind of talk about different films and stuff, and kind of how he sees them. And
he likes to put nuance in there to make the viewer try to figure out what that is and the purposes of it.
Yeah,
he likes doing that, like Aldo Rain's fucking rope burn on his neck.
For sure.
He's like, yeah, I just did that to have the viewer decide what that was or why it happened.
Yeah,
didn't explain it at all. It was just and same with the fucking briefcase with the light in it.
Kevin, if you want,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
Was it Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
What was in this?
And people came up with their own ideas, like, oh, it's Marcellus Wallace's soul.
Yeah,
and, shit
that's
like
what the Band-Aid was on the back of his neck, because his soul came out the back of his neck.
Yeah. But the thing is, though,
or it was the Holy Grail.
Whatever, yeah. But the thing is, what I like about that is that it gives you that ambiguity, so people continue to talk about it years later.
Yeah, it's a brilliant move.
Yeah, it is.
He's good.
Anyway, there's the clip. If you want to pull it up, we can pull it up and just do the audio.
Okay.
You don't have to
really
change it. The audio should be fine without getting it pulled.
Well, I mean,
only one way to find out, I guess.
Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, we'll just play the audio then. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, because it's hilarious though. Him talking about the whole fucking thing. He's like, it's not a euphemism of fucking.
What's the film about? What's it really about? What genre does it hit?
What like the spine?
The spine.
Like one sentence? Like
no, I don't fucking Boy Meets Girl. I don't give a shit about that. Fuck Boy Meets Girl. Fuck motorcycle movie. No, what is really being said? What's really being seen? That's what you're talking about.
What movie is this though?
Man, is subversion. You want subversion on a massive level. You know what one of the greatest fucking scripts ever written in the history of Hollywood is?
What?
Top Gun.
Oh, come on.
Top Gun is fucking great. What is Top Gun? You think it's a story about a bunch of fighter pilots?
Yeah, it's about a bunch of guys waving their dicks around.
It is a story about a man's struggle with his own homosexuality. That is what Top Gun is about, man. You've got Maverick, all right? He's on the edge, man. He's right on the fucking line, all right? And you've got Iceman and all his crew.
Right.
They're gay. They represent the gay man, all right? And they're saying, go. Go the gay way. Go
What
the gay
fucking
way.
movie
Go
is this?
What about Kelly McGillis?
Kelly McGill,
We'll find out.
she's heterosexuality. She's saying, no. Go the normal way. Play by the rules, go the normal way. And they're saying, no, go the gay way. Be the gay way. Go for the gay way. Right? That is what's going on throughout that whole movie.
What is
Oh,
this part?
Sleep With
Who
Me.
are these people? They make me sick.
1994.
What is that? Who are you? Who are you? What is he wearing? It's some kind of like dance jumpsuit, freakish little gaucho. Let's go to Spain and dance with our arms over our heads.
I've never seen this
He goes
movie.
to
Have
her
you guys?
house, right?
It's called
No.
Sleep
It
With
looks
Me
like
from
they're gonna have sex,
1994.
they're just kind of sitting back. He's taking a shower and everything. They don't have sex. He gets on the motorcycle, drives away. She's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on here?
Right.
Next scene you see her. She's in the elevator. She is dressed like a guy. She's got the cap on. She's got the aviator glasses. She's wearing the same jacket that the Iceman wears. She is, okay, this is how I gotta get this guy. This guy's going towards the gay way. So I gotta bring him back. I gotta bring him back to the gay way. So I'm gonna do that through subterfuge. I'm gonna dress like a man.
bring him back.
All right? That is how she approaches it.
Right.
Okay.
And this is definitely written like a Quentin Tarantino thing.
Oh, absolutely.
2 seconds here. But, I met this girl Amy here. She's like floating around here and everything. Now, she just got divorced, right?
I saw you on, what was it?
But anyway, I think that's pretty much
I was
it.
asking what...
There might be more to it.
Yeah,
But,
that's funny as hell.
But yeah, I remember seeing that floating around a while ago, and I was like, what movie is this? I've never seen this movie.
Yeah, it says one of these comments. It says, "I imagine Quentin is like that every day. They just filmed that and incidentally put it in the film."
You know what?
be
That
surprised.
might have been how that actually got...
It may have
Because that might have been a theory he was tossing around to people, and they're like,
Yeah.
dude, we're putting that in the movie.
Yeah,
Toss that
yeah.
in. Because, I mean, it's definitely...
because it's
It's how he talks.
Yeah, he's not acting at all in there. That is
No.
totally how he talks.
And I bet you that's how he feels about the movie.
But it is.
It's hilarious.
That is funny shit.
But yeah,
I've never seen that movie before.
No, neither have I. But I do think that he is one of the best writers and directors we've had.
In like, I would say like when you say like, you know, like of the new directors of the past like 30 years.
Yeah.
he is absolutely one of the best.
He might be the best in that time frame.
Yeah,
In that time
yeah.
frame. I mean, I'm trying to think of what to classify his movies as.
I mean,
They're definitely subversive.
yeah. I mean, if you want to say genre, I'd say he definitely gravitates toward crime.
But that's
A lot
not
of his
really
movies
the
are crime,
genre,
but-
though. That's, you know what I mean? That seems like the canvas,
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
painting.
Uh,
It's hard to say, right?
I want to say it's, you know, like I was saying earlier, kind of like this slice of life, even though it's like maybe a slice of life out of gangsters or
Yeah.
gangbang or whatever. But it seems like it's like, you know, like Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, and
maybe
like
more-
Jackie Brown.
Maybe more modern day spaghetti western style.
Well, he's definitely influenced by spaghetti
Yeah,
westerns. I mean,
that might be something
yeah.
that it's more like. I
and
know
then, of
that
course, Django Unchained absolutely
Yeah, yeah.
feels like a spaghetti western.
that movie was fucking great.
Great movie, yeah.
You know, I'm trying to think. Did he have one more, or is he
Once
done?
Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's a great
Once
one.
Upon a Time in Hollywood's really good too.
Yeah,
There was another one where it was Dusk Till Dawn, but
Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, well, technically,
that was
Yeah,
another
it's-
criminal one.
It's not
technically
his,
that
though.
was directed by Robert Rodriguez.
But they both
they worked
worked
together
to
on it, and,
Well,
and they both worked on the script too. I think.
He initially was taking parts out of Pulp Fiction and putting it
Kill
in there,
Bill.
Yeah,
and then ended up going, "No, that's got to go back into Pulp Fiction."
Kill Bill.
4 Rooms.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he follows. I mean, it looks like he does seem to make the criminal the lead.
It's the underworld, yes,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the seedy underbelly, and he
but I don't think that's the genre.
normalizes it. I guess.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Because the genre is more focused. I don't know what it would be called, but it's more focused on dialogue. You
Oh
know what
yeah,
I mean?
very dialogue heavy.
It's yeah, sure. There's action in it, and there's definitely stylized action.
But you know what? The action, like for instance, a lot of the action happens quickly,
yeah,
and it's very intense.
Inglorious Bastards.
Oh yeah, like for instance, okay,
And
Inglourious
rewriting
Bastards.
history.
Yeah, there. Yeah,
He likes to do that.
alternate.
Yeah.
Well, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's
yeah.
a rewritten
Yeah,
history as
the
well.
ending is essentially the same as Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah. Revisionist history.
Yeah.
Yeah. They picked the wrong house instead of the Sharon Tate house. They picked the neighbor's house.
Yeah. And I love it when he has the dog and the chick runs at him. He throws the can of beans at her.
Oh, I know.
Fucking right to the face.
Yeah. That whole final scene
They
is
smell
great.
like an acid-laced joint or something too. So he's like frying balls and super
like-
high.
He's like,
He's like,
yeah.
hey.
He goes, "Are you guys real?"
I'm like real as a
he's like,
donut,
hey.
motherfucker.
I know you. Your name's Jed or something. He's like, Tex. Like, oh yeah, I knew it was something dumb like
He said,
that.
no.
Something
He goes, no. I think it's dumber than that.
Oh, I think it's dumber than that. Yeah.
It's fucking.
That's
Great.
what it was.
I gotta
It's so
watch that
funny.
again. I have
It's a
that
good
at
one.
home.
Yeah. Actually, I bought he wrote a book version of that. I
Really?
bought the book of it. I haven't read it yet, but
Well,
Who's
who's
the Hateful Eight? Also, didn't he?
Yeah,
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
Leonardo
Fantastic
DiCaprio's
movie.
character is supposed to be based on who? I forget.
On Django.
No, not on that one.
I don't
Once
know.
Upon a Time.
I don't know who Leonardo DiCaprio's character is based off of, but I know that Brad Pitt's character is based off of a real stuntman.
Yeah. Gene LaBelle.
That yes, yeah. And that fight with
Gene-
Bruce Lee actually happened.
Well, Gene
the
LaBelle
set.
actually made Steven Seagal shit himself.
Yes, he did.
He told Steven Seagal that he could knock him out, and Steven Seagal's like, "No, you couldn't."
Yeah.
He's like, "All right, you want to put your money where your mouth is?" And finally, after coaxing him multiple times, he finally said, "Sure, go for it."
He put him in like a rear
And
naked choke.
he
right?
put him in a fucking chokehold. Steven Seagal passed out and fucking shit himself.
Yeah.
As one does.
Yeah. And he's hated Gene LaBelle
Yes,
ever since.
Ever since he's hated him, like with a pat.
And of course, Steven Seagal says it happened a totally different
Oh
way.
yeah, if anyone brings it up, he's just like, well, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
Like fucking crazy.
It's hilarious.
And that's why he moved to Russia.
And the thing is, there were several witnesses there who have been on podcasts and stuff and
Oh,
have
yeah.
talked about the story. Like, oh yeah, I was right there. I saw the whole thing. He
Yeah.
shit himself.
I think it was in like some sort of rap party type thing. Or
No,
some
no,
shit.
they were on the set of a movie.
Was it on the
Yeah,
set?
yeah, it was on the set of a movie, and it was like in between shots. You know, like he was coming out of his trailer or something, and
And
they
Seagal is such
ended
a
up running
fucking
into each other.
pompous asshole.
He's a fucking dick, dude.
And Segura did not a cameo, but did on his Netflix series dressed up like Seagal and played Seagal or a
Is that any
Seagal-esque
good?
character.
Did he?
Is that any good?
I've seen snippets of it pop up in TikTok. It looks pretty funny, but there is some people are saying, why is it these aged men are always throwing themselves in like
Aged
coffee?
men?
Aged men.
Oh, aged. I thought you said
Yeah.
H.
Aged men throwing themselves in like coffee shops and situations that are like
What?
they're so angry about being in a coffee shop. Segura did it. The guy from
Why would that be their concern?
just because that's the formula for some reason.
Tom
The scenario.
Tom Segura posted a fucking a short on Instagram of him chopping his giant dick off. Like it was a giant dick that's like this fucking big around
Yeah.
and like fucking this long, and he's just sitting there with an axe chopping it up, and that's on Instagram.
What happens? But there's this coffee shop scene where they fuck his coffee up and he complains about it, or doesn't complain about it. But a lot of actors, comedic actors, are pulling that same thing. Ron Livingston did it in his show.
Oh,
and then,
yeah, Loudermilk. I've seen that.
Loudermilk.
Yeah.
And then the guys from Fear. The Sunny in Philadelphia crew.
Yeah.
Oh,
They did a coffee shop scene.
Oh,
very
did they?
similar. So it's been like this formula recently. And people are like, wow, that's...
Do you want another reason? It's not hard to figure out. It's a daily occurrence for people.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is.
basically to put us in the same situations, how annoying this is and how
Yeah.
frustrating it can be.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing when you see something like in a video and they're like, "Oh, I'm walking a dog. Let's see what the funny thing is from this." It's
Yeah.
because they walk a fucking dog from time to time. It's not complicated. I've
Yeah,
seen
and I think
plenty
that's
of.
the complaint is it's a crutch now is what they're calling it.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I
That
don't
to
either,
me is
but again,
crazy.
That's what's got TikTok buzzing about
Yeah,
Segura anyway.
People get so pissed off over the dumbest shit. Like
Well,
I could
yeah.
understand if he
With a
was.
platform that big.
Well, yeah, but I could understand if he did something that seemed a little fucking edgy. I'd be like, all right, that's a complaint.
He did
I don't
this
agree.
one scene with Bobby Lee that was pretty funny though. Like there was like a Make-A-Wish thing. Bobby Lee's wife was dying, and she went. It's like, so I got the guy from the hoagie shop. I don't know what you want. I know you got your favorite sandwiches from this guy, and it was Tom Segura, dressed up like really, really heavily makeup and everything. He's like, yeah, I made me a hoagie sandwich. And the doctor starts reading off the list of the things that she wanted from this Make-A-Wish thing. It's like, Yeah, so apparently she wants you to fuck her as hard as you can and come on all of her tits and come on her ass and yeah, I can do that. And Segura's like, well, and then Bobby Lee's like, what the fuck? No, we're not doing that. And she's like, wait, you forgot something. He's like, oh yeah, the second page. He pulls it up. He's like, and drag your balls across her face. And Segura's this whole time saying, yeah, I can do that. I'll take care of it.
Well, here's the funny thing.
And Bobby Lee's just fucking losing his mind. I was like, no, that's not fucking happening.
Isn't it called like Bad Thoughts or something like that?
Yeah, that's the series.
So Christina, his wife, Tom's wife,
yeah,
she was like, you need to call this Dick Thoughts because all it is dicks in every fucking episode. And Tom's like, yeah.
She's in a couple too, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It seems to be doing all right.
Here's the weird thing that I didn't realize, and actually apparently Rogan didn't realize. He had Tom on recently, and Tom was like, no, my whole dream was actually to become an actor, not a comedy or not a stand-up comedian. And you would think Joe would know that. They've been friends forever.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, what? He's like, no, that's been my dream. He's like, this I love doing. Like, I go and I might work a 16, 18-hour day, and I come home and I love it.
Oh, acting?
Yeah, the whole doing the sketch comedy type thing.
I wonder why he didn't show up in The Machine. Do we know why he turned that down, or was he offered anything in that?
My guess is because he was doing. Bert did The Machine during one of Tom's like giant fucking tours.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that was the I'm Coming Everywhere tour.
Yeah,
you notice how all of his fucking tours now have like I'm coming here and all that, you know. But and also maybe he read the script.
That could be too.
Wow, this is bullshit.
Yeah. He could have just read the script and been like,
I don't want to put my name.
Don't do this. Don't do this at all.
He's just like sick of being around Bert Kreischer.
I think they did have a falling out or a slight falling out or something.
It was a bad movie. That's what sucks. I wanted it to be good.
I liked it. It was fun.
I didn't find it fun. I hated the part that you. I hated that part so fucking much.
Well, there's that whole thing.
I wanted to punch my TV off the fucking wall.
Well, there's that whole thing about how like a lot of people are kind of getting kind of sick of Bert Kreischer. Like I guess he talks over people a lot and like interrupts people all the time. And like I've seen, Joe Rogan's called him out on it and stuff.
Yeah.
And like.
He did that on one of their they had him, Ari, and Tom all there, right? And it is kind of the October
Sober October thing they did.
Yeah. It wasn't one of those, but it was getting the same group together. And Bert said something, and Ari just went off on him, like, talking about how it's always about you, Bert, and it's always about this, and it's always and Bert fucking lost it. And Joe was like, I mean, they kind of have a point. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, because for a little while there was like videos I was seeing on like YouTube and stuff where people were saying like how Bert Kreischer's like people like fucking hate him now and shit. And
is it from Podcast Cringe?
No, I don't remember what it was. It was like different like commentary, like YouTubers talking about it.
It might have been podcast because that guy attacks Bert all the time.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it was like kind of becoming a little bit of a thing.
Yeah.
Like people were just like kind of was sick of him, And
they were surprising.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. He's got one of those fucking like
personalities.
That personality plus his laugh can get really grating.
You can't even squeal that high, dude.
I know.
Nails on a chalkboard.
God, who was it? Big J. Okerson did a great thing at fucking a roast of Bert recently. It's fucking great. But he goes up there and he's like, said something about Bert and then went into an impression of him. Mm-hmm. And he was like, but Isla... and just fucking... I mean, like, but nails it. And Bert is like, all right, you got it. That was good. I mean, just laughing his ass off. Yeah, that was... They need more roast, like better roast, though.
I know. Well, they used to do a big one every year.
Yeah, but Comedy Central's like dead.
Yeah. But I think the Friars Club still exists. Though,
yeah, but the Friars Club, they did their own roast forever.
No, I know that, but I mean, they used to be televised.
Yeah, but I never really saw any of those. I always saw the Comedy Central ones.
Well, yeah, but those were done by the Friars Club.
But what I'm saying, though, is those were like the big ones. They did tons of roasts.
Yeah, no, those were the big ones. Like
yeah.
The big name people and shit. But But I mean, I don't see them do those really anymore.
No.
You
No.
see snippets of them basically on.
The last one was what? Tom Brady?
They had
I think that was the last big one.
the Gong Show guy, whatever the fuck his name is.
The Gong Show guy.
Well, it's they bring a comedian on stage and then you either thumbs up or thumbs down if they're funny or not.
That's not the Gong Show.
That's not the Gong Show.
Kill
it's
Tony.
Kill Tony. It's like basically a
Kill
comedic Gong Show, in my opinion.
I mean, if
But
they
he
used
did
a
he
giant...
did a roast, didn't he? Recently, was it the Tom Brady?
Yeah, that
one
was the
he
Tom
did?
Brady
Oh,
one.
except for them, they don't have a gong. They have the angry California bear.
Do they?
Yeah,
But that's the
Kill
formula,
Tony,
isn't
I
it?
haven't
you know,
seen
when,
that.
no, it's when they end it when they kick you
Oh,
off.
yeah, okay. I thought you meant like an actual like dressed up dude. Because no, they do have wacky shit like that.
Oh yeah, they do. They
Fucking
do.
reminds me of the clown on In Living Color, was it? Or was it Saturday Night Live?
What? Homie, don't play that.
Homie, don't
That's
play that?
in Living Color.
That's in living.
And then
Yeah.
the other clown would sweep the floor and get the guy out of there? Or no, that
Oh,
was the one
no.
with Chris Rock. Chris Rock,
I
when he
don't
was doing
remember
the
that
interview
one.
of people.
I don't remember.
And he interviewed like Colin Powell.
Chris Rock.
I don't remember
Because
that.
Chris Rock had his own show on HBO for a
He
while.
was
Yeah,
on.
he did.
Wasn't he on?
Chris Rock?
He was on Saturday Night
Live. Yeah, he was.
That's what it was. Saturday
Was it
Night
on,
Live.
see,
yeah.
I don't remember that one.
And he
Yeah,
had
I
a talk
don't
show, whatever show. I don't know what the fuck they called it, but he would bring celebrities on, and then they'd have this black clown, sweep the person off as they were leaving. And shit like that. It was fucking out of nowhere, but it was hilarious. Because Colin Powell's like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
This serious
When you
political
go into
guy,
the
you know?
White House, you bring the president coffee. He's like, "Well, I mean, if he wants coffee, yeah, I'll bring him a coffee."
Yeah, dude, Chris Rock in the early days was
was
so
that show?
fucking
Oh my
good.
God.
Oh yeah, he
Now
was.
that's gonna scratch my
Chris Rock
brain.
show. That
Chris
that
Rock show
good.
was great, and that was, I think, when I first got HBO when I was a kid. Because that was like late 90s
Yeah,
when he had
yeah.
that show.
Yeah, I think so.
And then, I remember watching that all the time. Like, I think it was on every Friday night.
I think so. Yeah.
And so I'd watch that. I didn't really watch any Saturday Night Live back then. I was always out on Saturday nights.
Yeah, well, I mean, I always honestly, I kind of stopped watching Saturday Night Live after the Chris Farley, David Spade, you know, like Mike
See,
Myers years.
I
and
didn't
stuff.
watch much of it then either. Although I do remember the best, at least the funniest one to me, was Farley doing his Van Down by the River.
Oh yeah,
With Christina Applegate and David Spade
Yeah,
just
they
sitting
couldn't
there
hold it together.
cracking up
Yeah,
the whole time.
yeah.
Because I guess apparently that table wasn't supposed to break when he jumped on it. That was another reason. But like everything he did was just like even more animated than
I
he did in
know.
rehearsal.
Yeah, the moment he sees someone start to break,
Oh,
or
he goes
crack,
for it, yeah.
He just
triples down.
I know, dude. Yeah, I fucking.
Him and Adam Sandler. That was his
Chris
favorite
Farley,
game, was to
man.
get Adam Sandler to break. And
Well,
that wasn't
especially-
hard to do.
Especially since like that was at that time that was kind of a no, you can't break. You're not
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to break
Yeah.
back then.
But then they found out how funny that is. Because
Yeah, it's way
all of them
funnier.
do it all the time now.
Yeah. Yeah, now it does lose its charm if it's always happening.
Yeah.
Like when okay, good example, Jimmy Fallon. He would
Oh,
always
jeez
do it.
Louise, that guy couldn't
Always
keep it
Yeah,
together.
and it got to a point where it's just like, dude, get this guy off the fucking stage.
Yeah, how did he get
Like,
this role?
Yeah.
Yeah, now
Yeah,
he
it's
hosts
funny,
the Tonight
but-
Show.
And that's the thing,
God,
too. He
I
laughs
know,
at every
it's terrible.
goddamn thing that
He
comes out of
does.
someone's mouth
And
there.
it's such a fucking fake laugh.
Yeah, it is a
too.
very forced
Yeah.
chortle
Mhm.
that really doesn't apply to the situation. Like
No.
the person says, "Oh, my husband died last week." Oh,
Well, that's terrible.
oh, you're for real?
All those late night show guys now are fucking terrible.
Bill Hader, but he broke a lot too on that show.
Bill Hader does a late night show?
No, the
No.
Saturday Night Live. So I think.
I got you. I was talking about more like
Oh yeah,
like Tonight
they've
Show,
all
like
sold out.
Colbert
Jimmy
and
Kimmel
Jimmy Kimmel.
used
Oh,
to be
God.
fucking amazing.
Yeah,
the Man
now,
Show.
dude,
The Man Show
Yeah.
was great.
You know what I
Jimmy
mean?
Kimmel now is a fucking
He's a pussy.
little bitch, dude.
If Adam, I wonder what has Adam said anything about that though?
No, I haven't really heard anything.
Have they had a falling
public.
out or something like that?
I don't
didn't
think
they?
that they've had a falling out.
No.
I just don't think that they hang
Adam
like
Carolla?
they used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Adam, because Adam hasn't changed really anything.
No,
No.
his
He's
MO
like-
stayed the same.
he's
Yeah.
ever
the
since
same,
his show and now his
yeah.
podcast. But
I'm sure he's changed some opinions and
Well,
stuff
yeah.
during that time. We all do.
Everybody does, yeah.
But at the same time, he's stayed pretty steadfast to his core beliefs.
yeah.
And Jimmy, I don't know that I ever knew any of his core beliefs because he was just doing comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But I guarantee you the things that he did as comedy, he's not looking back and going, well, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that.
Juggies?
No, not just
Women
that.
on trampolines?
What about when he was Karl
Malone.
Malone?
Yeah.
Or when he got high at Snoop Dogg's house.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, they both wander around his house, and he's high as a fucking kite, eating out of the gift basket they brought for Snoop Dogg. He's just sitting there fucking munching on it.
See, and that's the thing. Would he do that now? Probably not.
Of course not. Well, maybe. I mean, he does have some funny bits, that Mexican guy that comes in.
Yeah, that's his fucking... What is that?
I like that guy. He's funny as fuck.
I think... who is that guy? I can't remember who that is to him.
I don't know.
He goes to celebrity
related
red
or
carpet
like that?
events and always like interviews people on the red carpet, but it's fucking hilarious every time. Like,
I don't know.
and he brings booze for him too. So this Mexican guy will go to the red carpet and he'll see like Chris Pratt and like, hey, come over, just come talk to me. And Chris Pratt and his wife are over there. And he's like, here, have some drinks with me. And they're like, well, what is it? It's like, oh, it's Mexican champagne. And they both take it, and it's that's just tequila.
His name is Guillermo Rodriguez.
Yeah, Guillermo. Whenever I guess Charlize Theron loves him.
Oh, really?
Every time Charlize Theron shows up, she bolts right to him. She's like, "Where is it? Where is it?" And he's like, "I got it in a banana this time." And he's always got some weird container that's got booze in it. And she's always, he has to have a shot every time she sees
That's hilarious.
That guy made it because he was a parking lot security guard, and they liked him.
Yeah, that Jimmy Kimmel really liked the guy. It's like,
Yeah.
let's give this guy some airtime, and then boom, he blew up. I mean,
That does happen a lot, though. Actually, a lot more than you would think. Like that's actually how I think Adam Carolla got his job.
Yeah,
because Adam Carolla would call in. Jimmy Kimmel was on, like, did a sports thing on a radio show back in the day, and Adam would call in, and then their chemistry together was fucking great. So they would let Adam call in like every week after that, and then he ended up getting his job at Loveline, and you know,
well, it had something to do with Cousin Sal, didn't it?
Rest is history.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think a lot of it was Cousin Sal, but he's the guy that was in the background the whole time until he was with. Was it Ben Stein's Money?
Oh man,
Was he on
forgot
that?
I forgot about that.
That was
show.
Cousin Sal that was in Win Ben Stein's Money.
I don't remember.
Pretty
It's
sure.
been so long since I've seen that.
I know, man.
He was like the co-host or the host.
Jimmy Kimmel, I know he was the co-host on there. Wasn't he?
Yeah. Cousin Sal did it after Jimmy Kimmel, and that's why they.
Oh, okay.
And I guess those three. I mean, because Carolla's talked about it all the time about me, Jimmy, and Cousin Sal. We'd go all over the fucking place. And some of the stories they told were fucking hilarious. Like staying at a hotel room, they had all shared the same hotel room, and it was such a shitty hotel, the shower wouldn't drain. And so he'd take his morning shower and then get out, and Jimmy had to go next. He's like, hey, just so you know, I had myself in the shower. Good luck with that iceberg. It's like, oh, God damn it. He says, I've never felt so dirty and so clean at the same time.
So yeah, Jimmy Kimmel hosted it for 64 episodes on Ben Stein's Money, and then it was Nancy Pimentel.
Oh, wasn't Cousin Sal?
Well, no, then Sal hosted it, but he only hosted it for 9 episodes.
All right.
Adam Carolla hosted it for 2. Heidi Mark for 2. Bill Nye for 2. Weird.
Bill Nye.
Katie Lohman. I don't know who that is.
I think I remember Nancy
Bill
Pimentel.
Dwyer.
That was a good show.
Jessica
It
Lee.
was. Think about it. That was a pretty popular one.
Dude, there was a Joan Kimmel. Must have been like Jimmy
His wife?
Kimmel's. No, because I don't think he was married at the time. He might have been.
Sister, cousin.
It could be. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people
Sounds
that
like it was
hosted
a family thing.
Yeah, a lot of people hosted it for like 2 episodes, but the main 3 people were Jimmy Kimmel, Nancy Pimentel, and Sal.
Yeah.
Ian Cano. Is his last? I don't know. I've never even seen his last name. I just always heard of him as Cousin Sal.
Yeah, that's how I always known it was Cousin Sal.
Yeah, I mean, at least that's how he's been introduced and talked about.
Yeah.
So, did we have anything in the news this week? We've got like a full episode of other stuff.
Yeah. So we've got.
Just gonna
So we've in our southern neighbor Mexico. There is a beauty influencer on TikTok.
Today, Junior.
There was a beauty influencer on TikTok, and her name was Valeria Marquez. She was doing a live stream. Valeria. That's her name, Valeria.
Or maybe it's Valeria.
I've been hearing people call her Valeria.
Yeah, it's
Really?
Valeria, unless the accent's above the I, and it's not, so it's Valeria. Now, if the accent was above the I, it'd be Valeria.
Valeria.
Yeah, but never mind.
Kind of like that. Valeria.
Mexican or Spanish languages like that. That's
so-
why it's Marquez.
I'm calling it Valeria.
Yeah. So she was live streaming from her. I guess she had a beauty shop in Mexico, and she was shot dead live on the live stream.
Let's watch it.
And so I guess now there's a little bit of a backstory.
We'll talk
here.
about the backstory after we watch it.
All right, fine, we'll watch it. Now we can't show it to you guys, but you're gonna have to look it up because otherwise we'll get banned.
We get to watch it. You don't. Well,
Yeah.
you can Google it, but I haven't seen it, so I'm excited.
All
Yeah,
right.
you can look it up.
Yeah, you can look it up.
She's
It's
good
all over the
looking, too.
place.
She's just a blonde chick with a nice set.
And this isn't even her in her best looking.
No,
She looks
no.
fantastic.
This is like
Good-looking
her
gal.
everyday look.
It's quite
Yeah.
a shame.
Yeah, there's some photos of her where she's gorgeous. You know.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay.
Inner beauty. And we're about to see even more of her inner beauty.
yeah. Okay, here it is.
I mean, here's one.
So they cut the sound off here. Now, if you watch close, chest shot right in the head.
Ooh, god damn, dude.
Yeah.
Poor thing. Oh. Again.
Oh, whoa. I didn't even see the fucking blood of the first time.
Again.
Like,
All right.
not the hair, but I mean, see the blood on the table.
She seems like, hello, how can I help? She's got this look. She's looking at whoever's coming in. And
Yep.
then she just clutches her chest because you can see it hit her tit. And then 2 in the head. Boom,
Yep.
boom.
Yeah.
And
Definitely 2
she
in
slumps
the
over
head.
in her chair a little bit.
Mhm.
She's wearing this really cute pink outfit. And then she just slowly goes limp as life leaves her body.
Clutching a.
And then her friend picks up the phone.
Yep.
And someone knows. She knows
So,
what's up.
I guess some of the backstory is the person that came to the door was somebody that was.
It was a Sicario. That's what they're calling it.
I understand that, but he came up as a courier
Yeah.
as he was trying to, because her friend told her, "Hey, no," because she wanted to go home, right?
The friend?
And no, she did.
Oh, the
And
actor.
and so the friend said, "Hey, no, somebody's sending you something for your birthday or whatever, a gift." And so just do the stream a little bit longer today. And she's like, all right, I guess, fine, whatever. And to comfort her, she ended up handing her this stuffed animal and everything, like, haha, this is going to be great. And then in comes the dude, like, hey, what's your name? Okay, that's your name. And then gun out, fires, and
Snap,
ends up
and-
fucking killing her right there.
So her boyfriend, a guy by the name of Ricardo Ruiz Velasco, now he's apparently a known leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Jalisco New Generation Cartel. He's the prime suspect, not as the shooter, but the person who paid the shooter to kill her. It was her boyfriend. This is her boyfriend, the guy that paid the killer.
Jeez, even the
yeah, this is him
influencers
here.
are inside the fucking
How
cartel.
the
Yeah.
fuck is he pulling that, man?
He's the head of a fucking cartel.
Money does that, I guess.
So
Yeah.
now the theory is that he was getting jealous because her fans were sending her gifts.
Yeah, so he sent her a gift.
That's exactly what happened.
Well, that's what she gets for accepting gifts. She's in a relationship. That's her own fault. You don't
And,
do stuff like that when you're in a
and
committed relationship.
I looked on this
That's-
website. If you see some of the comments here, it's like, what the fuck? Look at this shit.
Oh, boy.
One ugly bitch removed from this
Jesus.
planet. A billion more to go. Let's see here. Engaging in relationships with criminals is so dumb. Nice whore, though.
Jesus.
I would have dismembered her slutty limbs
Oh
and
my
shoved
God.
them deep down my asshole for pleasure.
I think that's probably a troll.
Yeah.
You
That's
think?
probably a troll.
Yeah.
Bitch deserved it. Good job. So fucking adorable. This
Oh my
story made
God.
my boner erect and pump even more blood reading it word by word. I hope the perpetrator also gets beheaded alive so I could fuck both the slutted up beaner whore and the
Jesus.
hormonal-ridden thug.
Kevin's going to have
Their
to fucking
their
bleep himself.
chunky little decaying corpses would present the most glamorous necrophiliac threesome experience of my entire life.
These are actually Kevin's thoughts. He's not reading at this point.
These are, then there's the guy at the bottom. Bro, it's totally fake. You can tell by the blood.
See, that's the thing. That was
Even though
the
it's
first.
like she was buried. It
No,
was like
here-
all over the
You
news. and-
see it smack
The
the tit pretty
Oh,
hard.
The
yeah.
first thing I saw after watching the video was 20 comments of this is fake. This is not how people react. And I'm like, I've watched a lot of these. This is exactly how people
That's
react.
absolutely how people react. I've seen a lot of them too.
Clutches her chest because she's like, ow, that hurt.
Yeah, like what was that?
And then her head bounces twice from 2 bullets.
Well, and you see the
hitting it.
blood almost immediately from the headshot because the brain does pump out a lot of blood.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen headshots before in other videos, and like the blood, like I've seen literally like a geyser coming out.
Well,
you know?
the most
the guy
famous
that offed
one.
himself.
Yes.
Put the bullet, the revolver
Or
in his mouth and popped it.
But the most famous one is the one from fucking Vietnam.
I was just gonna say that
they execute a prisoner.
Soldier shoots a prisoner right in the head and just
right by the side of the road.
Yeah, it's just like a geyser.
And the second the guy falls over, it's still spurting up.
Yeah,
neat.
It's fucking
brutal.
wild.
Yeah, I saw that one a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was fucking the 70s.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying that video had been on the internet for in the early days.
Bud Dwyer, like he's talking about. That one's wild.
That is too. He did that on live TV.
Yeah. And actually, there's another one that's on live TV that they've pretty much scrubbed.
Oh, the newscaster?
The newscaster chick?
Yeah.
Where she does the same thing.
Yep, signed off for one last time.
I don't think I ever saw
It's
that
almost
one.
impossible to find it in like good quality. You'll always find it with like fuzzy fucking VHS style lines through it, and it's shitty.
It's a recording of a recording.
Yeah, there's the original is out there somewhere, but you could probably find it on the dark web.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's a pretty horrible video, and
she's good looking.
When she was done up, she was
good
fucking
looking.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
hey, one more time, Kevin. Give it to me one more time.
Okay.
Just too bad we couldn't be this in slow motion. That'd be kind of neat to see how it plays out in slow motion.
She actually looks a lot like this girl Jessica I knew.
I'm gonna turn the audio off just because
there is no
There's
audio.
none. It gets
she
cut.
does.
Yeah.
It looks like she reaches over and turns it off, and she's like, "Ow, that hurt. Oh, that didn't." And that did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 shots.
She
done.
walks out.
One to the chest, two to the head.
And then the friend turns off the live feed, before, like, right after showing her face. So it can be easier for the cops to identify who is a part of this.
One more time.
Tim's way too happy to watch
I want
this.
to see where the first one hits exactly. I think it's the right tit.
It's almost impossible to tell
It's
exactly.
the right tit.
You can see the blood on it start.
Yeah.
Right about there. See, that's the weird thing. That's
table?
another thing people don't seem to understand. Like, there's certain parts of the body where it takes a lot longer to actually start bleeding. Like those chest shots, those usually don't start bleeding for like a little bit.
Well, because
those headshots are almost immediate.
Because the chest shots tend to cause what they call sucking wounds, because you got the air is like pulling.
You're a sucking wound.
Well, I mean, it hit, how much silicone did it
closed.
hit first before it actually went to the chest?
Those are made in Mexico.
Yeah, that did. That absorbed a lot of the impact, I guarantee you.
Well, yeah. So, that
Not enough.
happened. And it became it was pretty big news, because I guess she was pretty famous.
Yeah, a lot of live stream stuff like that happens. It's wild.
Yeah.
People that kill themselves live stream are always really interesting.
Well, remember the dude in Christchurch, New Zealand, live streamed that whole fucking thing.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So this is her when she's
not dead?
She looks like that actress that's married to Jim from Office Space.
I don't think she does.
Emily, is that what it is?
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, she looks like Emily Blunt.
I don't see Emily Blunt there.
I see Emily Blunt. Look at those cheekbones. That's Emily Blunt if I've ever seen her.
No.
I mean, I could see the cheekbones, the Emily Blunt.
A lot of work. Holy shit.
The weird thing is, though, she looks more like a Russian chick.
She kind of does.
When she's done up.
When she's done up.
Dark eyebrows.
When she doesn't, like in the actual her live stream.
Yeah, she looks like
she
could be a Mexican chick.
Yeah, absolutely.
But right here, you're like, is she from Ukraine?
I'm
Russia?
never going to understand that makeup choice these days. It's the fucking nose. Why the red nose? That's done by makeup.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's to look like you have a cold now is attractive. And I don't understand that. That blows my fucking mind. Because you'll see that a lot in makeup tutorials, how to make it look like you have a cold. You want to look sick. And that's supposed to be attractive.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. It's a good looking chick.
What the dude?
Very sad.
He was fucking way hot.
Yeah. Well, the waist.
Nah, I mean,
Sad.
there's plenty of hot women out there to get shot. So,
dude.
Apparently, the people on that fucking
it
website
happens all the time
So-
south of the border. That's just what they do.
It does.
So
Like they
what's-
say, 10 women are killed on average every day in Mexico. You
Well,
know?
speaking of like hot chicks, what's up with this whole fucking thing going on now, where hot chicks are now pretending to have Down syndrome to get people to see their OnlyFans? It's happening all over the place.
There
now.
was
Pretending
something-
to have Down
Yes.
syndrome.
They're putting on a fucking Down syndrome filter and fucking getting people to go to their OnlyFans. It's fucking crazy.
What?
Yes.
Why?
Well,
I
no,
don't
they're
know.
They're trying to do something where they need to show that they're autistic. I
Yeah,
a
that's the
big-
other one,
that's
too.
A big popular thing. Well,
Yeah.
I'm autistic, so you got like, I think.
They get naked and put a bunch of Hot Wheels in order.
Yeah, that's literally what they do. Is like, do you like trains? And
Yeah.
well, yeah. Oh, those trains. Oh, well, I guess those are fun.
Like,
too.
oh, that's not what I was saying.
You mean
check
the
out
choo-choo trains.
my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Maybe. You're like,
But yeah,
Jesus.
that's a fad now. Is to be autistic. It's really
What the fuck
it's-
is wrong with
Bill
people,
Burr
man?
did a little snippet on
it's insane.
a show or something like that where he played a doctor and this really hot chick was coming in trying to one, hit on him, two, prove that she was autistic or have him diagnose her as autistic. And he just called around the whole time. He's like, look, you've been my what do they call it? Not subject. Patient for 15 years. You're not autistic. Do I need to get your mom back in the room? Is that what we're happening? It's like, what? She calls him a simp or something like that. And then
I haven't seen it.
incel as well. There's this newer movie that he's in.
Huh.
But he makes a lot of appearances. And what's going on with him anyways?
He's kind of lost it.
He has gone a bit more
Yeah.
on the
Well, a lot of
the
people are
left
pissed
side.
at him.
Yeah,
you know.
he used to be kind of right-leaning, and now it's the
I don't think he
opposite.
was ever really
I think
right-leaning.
He just kind of came off more just. I mean, just
He
not,
just came off
not
as an
political.
angry guy.
Yeah, just not. He doesn't seem very political.
That's
before,
true. He
but now
never
he
really
seems to be
did-
getting a lot more political.
He never really did any political stuff.
Yeah.
It was always like things about his wife or things that piss him off.
Yeah.
And that was basically it. And maybe people thought, oh, bald white dude, yeah, he's right-leaning. No.
Well, the one that hates his wife sounds like he'd be right-leaning.
Well, he was like,
His
he
wife
was
is
like,
black, so...
oh, he was like on Free Luigi, the fucking Luigi
Yeah.
Mangione and stuff, and like I know that pissed some people off, but
Yeah, but I get
him
it.
on Rogan talking about the vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And Rogan's like, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like don't act like you're a smart person or you're Dr. Joe. Just
But the thing is, though, Joe was the whole time... Joe almost got the vaccine, didn't get it because the time constraints, because...
because the horse dewormer.
No, he didn't get it because of time constraints with doing the UFC and then doing like his other shit. So because he wasn't able to get it, after that they pulled the vaccine immediately because that was the one giving everyone blood clots and shit like
Yeah.
the
that.
Johnson & Johnson one.
Yeah,
was,
and so once that happened, he started looking into it
I
more.
did fine.
I never got
Yeah,
it.
you think so?
I mean, there is some delay.
Except for that turbo cancer you got.
Yeah,
No, he's been having a stroke for the last 8 months.
feels like it.
But
Getting words and shit like that.
But no, so Joe after that was like, I'm going to start looking into this shit, and was like, nah, I'll just do immunity from, having a good immune system.
Yeah, but he also did like monoclonal antibodies, and he did some
Yeah, but
other things.
that's once
too.
he got it.
Right. Yeah,
I'm saying before that,
Oh,
he was
before,
just
yeah.
like, no, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm
Yeah.
a healthy person. I eat healthy.
Joe Rogan's probably one of the healthiest people in the United States.
Well, that's what Bill Burr was like. It's like, well, you're not a member of the WHO, so you don't, we can't assume to know how this works. And I think that's pissed a lot of people off as well, is how the whole world was essentially saying, yeah, this is a global pandemic. You all have to take this vaccine. And I guess now we're what? The WHO, we're not even a member of anymore?
No,
So-
that's the potential.
They're talking about withdrawing from the WHO. Like,
Yeah.
I guess the United States did not appear at the annual WHO meeting this year.
And Trump immediately, when he took office, said that we are pulling out.
Yeah. And so
Not a lot of money that would get paying into that,
Yeah,
too?
we pay for most of it. We pay
Majority
for
of
most
it?
of everything in the
Yeah.
fucking world that we're a part of. NATO,
Yeah.
we pay like 80% of that.
Jesus.
When we're protecting all of fucking
Dude,
Europe.
we pay for fucking everything.
Yeah.
And it's
It's the taxpayers that do it.
Yeah.
Us.
yeah. Speaking of the WHO thing,
My man.
That's the best place to pause it.
RFK Jr. just came out and talked about this.
He looks like he's taking a shit.
I gotta go poop.
He's like, I'm on my squatty potty.
My colleagues in public health, I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr. of the U.S. Health
Fucking
and
Jew
Human
without the
Services.
fucking accent.
As you know, President Trump has made
Oy
the
vey.
decision to withdraw the United States from the World Health Organization. I'd like to take this opportunity to offer some background to that decision, and more importantly, to chart a future
he's
path toward
lightly
global
being choked.
cooperation on health.
Yeah, but
and
it's that
health
worm that
security.
ate his brain.
Like many
that
legacy
too.
institutions, the WHO has become
Loosen up the
mired
tie, bud.
in bureaucratic bloat.
If that's all it was, that would be hilarious. You see him in a
Or is
t-shirt.
it like
That's better.
The guy from South Park,
Well, the
Mr.
United
Mackey,
States
where he
provides
takes,
the lion's share
his
of
head
the
gets
organization's
smaller.
funding
Like,
historically.
You find a video of him in a t-shirt. He just talks like a normal dude.
Have exerted undue influence over its operations in ways that serve their own interests and not particularly the interests of the global public. This all became obvious during the COVID pandemic.
Yeah,
when
the
WHO,
WHO really
under pressure
fucked up
from
during the
China,
COVID pandemic.
suppressed reports at critical junctures.
That's what it was, yeah.
Human-to-human transmission, and then worked with China to promote the fiction that COVID originated from bats or pangolins rather than from a Chinese government-sponsored research at a biolab.
That we fucking paid for.
Not only
Yeah.
has the
Yep.
WHO capitulated to political pressure from China, it's
And
also
Fauci
failed
and the
to maintain
NIH were also
organization
heavily involved in
characterized
that.
by
Oh, yeah, the
transparency
emails.
and fair
It was
government.
moved. It was moved from the
I,
United
and
States
for
in
its member
2014
states,
because Obama found
the
out about it,
WHO often
and he was like,
has
"Fuck that! We are not doing that
members
on U.S. soil."
Which, good on him for
Yes.
that.
and not to
Yeah, I don't-
Well, wasn't Obama said that we have, what would happen
Now,
if
I
a
believe
pandemic
that for the
actually
most
hit?
part, the staff of the
Yeah.
Like he
WHO
I don't
did
remember him
a
saying
press
that.
junket on what it would actually happen and how badly it would affect our economy.
Indeed,
Well, we
the
already
WHO
knew about
has,
here.
since
Pause that
its
for a second.
inception,
We already
come
knew
forward.
about how bad something like that would be. Now, luckily, COVID wasn't
Wasn't as
deadly like the way
it wasn't
that
nearly as
some of these
bad.
things are.
Well, they made it out to be.
They did.
They made it out to
used-
be killing everybody.
Well, and then a ticker of fucking another dead one. Another
yeah,
dead
how
one.
many dead and how many hospitalized? Every fucking day we got a number.
But CNN and all that, they literally had that ticker down there all day long, dude. All day, every day.
In 2001, we did a war game called what was it? Operation Dark Winter, I believe, is the name of it, and that was a war game to see what would happen if smallpox was released on the U.S. And they had found that if smallpox got released on the U.S. and it spread the way that it potentially could, that within 2 weeks the economy would basically shut down, and within a month, the U.S. would be basically dark. As in, like, nobody's working at power plants, nobody's
not
at
black, as in like black people.
Yeah, no,
all the
no,
white
no.
people died.
Yeah, well, we're just more susceptible, and
Vice versa with fucking COVID, man. Oh my god.
well, that's what they tried telling us. They tried telling us that no, black people get the shot first because
Highest risk.
and then black people were like, no, we've seen this before. Remember that Tunguski shit? We're not doing that again.
Nice try.
Oh, you're gonna? How did I get syphilis? I think the government did it. Nobody's gonna believe that. And then we've done it before. So yeah, I mean we've shown that in the past that yes, it'll cripple us. So imagine if COVID actually would have been 15%. At 15%, that's enough to fucking.
It would have been
that would've
devastating.
That would have shut everything down.
Yeah.
Right now, we already are still kind of recovering from it.
Oh yeah,
but,
they are.
But we would not even be coming close to recovering from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I mean, and we are recovering from it in certain areas, but there are areas like, for instance, education for kids and stuff that's going to take literally years and
Well,
years
yeah,
to fucking fix.
they found that within 2 years we lost like 8 years worth of education.
Yeah.
Like some crazy number.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And their idea of fixing it with money is the most frustrating part. It's
yeah,
like,
no.
let's throw wads of money at it and that'll fix it. And
That's-
it's just making it fucking worse.
That's actually how they cured Magic Johnson's AIDS in South Park.
Just threw money at him.
They put it in a blender.
Shot up. Fucking,
Actually, no. They went into his room and they're like, "Oh, I see why. Like, I see what's different about your house versus everybody. It's just piles of money everywhere. His pillows are fucking stuffed with money. His bed's stuffed with money." And they're like, "Well, let's see if money does it." And then they blended it up, and they're like, "Oh, we got rid of AIDS."
Yeah.
But
Who would have thought?
Fauci's an actual evil villain because
he is,
dude,
absolutely.
He in the 80s infected fucking what was it, orphans with they gave them an AIDS vaccine and they died.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Well,
but that's okay.
As I understand
plus
it,
what he had them taking, what was it, AZT or whatever?
Yeah.
That was fucking killing people.
Yeah.
well, what they're
That might have been the same thing.
Didn't
May have
Biden on his last couple days basically give him immunity?
Yeah.
And now they're saying that
preemptive.
might not happen because Biden
It was auto-stamped.
because it was auto stamped, and Biden now they've released that he has prostate cancer,
Prostate cancer, like
advanced
prostate cancer, which is crazy because that doesn't just come up.
and that's the point everyone's trying to make is
That
that
develops over time.
he could have had this for the last 7 to 11 years.
Yes.
And part of the treatment is whatever chemo or type of therapy
It
that
can
he's
cause cognitive issues.
cognitive
Yep.
issues, low testosterone, which causes the tripping and the mumbling and all, the
Low
muscle
energy,
mass, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So they're starting to say he could have potentially been on this medication
And basically not been the president.
had
the
no
entire
idea
time.
what he was signing.
Well, and now
Yeah.
they've found that because there's all these people have been doing all this research now that the country during this last administration
Wait,
was
can I stop
probably
you for
being
1
run
second?
by 5 different people. What?
I was going to say, can I stop you for 1 second? All the people doing research? You mean the people that already knew this stuff?
Of course, but
guy wrote a book about it.
It's like, I know that's Jake Tapper.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Jake
He was-
Tapper, who already knew about
Yeah.
all of this.
And
now
he
he's like, well, let's question this.
I know, and now he's cashing
What
in on
happened?
it. Yeah, because he was one of the people that was helping cover it up.
Yes. That's what I mean. The
it was
guys
a
that were-
stutter, remember?
Yeah, it was a stutter.
He gave Trump's daughter or something like that?
Laura Trump. He
Yeah.
went on after. You know what? Actually, Megyn Kelly just the other day had
God,
Jake Tapper
it's
on,
infuriating.
and Megyn Kelly fucking reamed into Jake Tapper.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she
Good.
fucking held his feet to the fire on all of this. It's actually really.
I called her up and
behoove you guys-
apologized for that. Yeah, I told her I was
say you
sorry.
guys should watch it because it's
Well-
actually she does not let up on him.
What
And,
about Joe Scarborough? Joe Scarborough.
Oh, my
this is the
God.
most lucid I've ever seen
Yeah,
him.
he's saying
Literally
this-
a
yeah.
month before the debate
Yeah.
where he just
Best
fell apart.
Biden ever.
Yes, sharpest I've ever
Yeah.
seen him. Yeah,
I mean, just
And
insane.
F you if
Yeah.
you say anything different.
Yeah, and they had somebody talk to him recently, and there's a video of him talking about it. He's like, well, I didn't see him at his worst. When I saw him, he was great. He was
Yeah, you
fine.
didn't watch
He was-
TV. You didn't watch any fucking
Yeah, I was
newscast
going
or
to say,
something like
a
that.
guy that does nothing but news on the news is saying he didn't see any of the signs.
There's
It
folks
makes
that
no
say
sense.
We all saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody.
We're lay people.
For like 5 fucking years we
Yeah.
saw it,
Yeah.
and the
we
thing
made
is,
memes about it for
Yes,
fuck's sake. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Exactly. Like everybody saw it, and the thing is, it's like, okay, now either these people were helping to cover up, or they've got the worst fucking judgment on planet Earth.
And they shouldn't be
and
doing
they
the
should
job.
not be doing
yeah.
the jobs that they're doing.
Yeah.
But what
Yes.
we're going to do is what we do with everything. We're going to memory hole this whole
yeah,
thing.
nobody will be held accountable.
We're memory holing the whole fucking COVID thing. We're now saying, that it came from a lab or we never said that you wouldn't get COVID if you took the shot.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Except that they said that it was 97.8% fucking effective immediately.
Yeah.
That's what they said. By the end, they were saying it's like 23% effective.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
even raise antibodies.
Yeah.
Is what they're saying
And then
now. It
remember
didn't even do anything.
Yeah, and then
It's
remember
fucking
they
insane.
were having you get like, oh, you have to get this booster, then that booster, then the next booster, then the next booster.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
this video where
Like
they
it's a
got
fucking
this guy,
jigsaw puzzle you have to put together in your
okay,
body.
There's this video someone put together of that Dr. Peter Hotez.
Yeah.
He was on like
Oh, yeah,
Joe
I
Rogan.
remember him.
Well, he was one of the biggest proponents of that fucking vaccine and all the boosters. And there's a video of him. It's so insane, showing like.
His
Every time
progression
he's
away.
on TV, yes, and actually, I kind of want to find it. 'cause
Find
it's-
it.
It's insane.
No, I don't mind that. Look, the COVID stuff's still relevant today because I think what really was happening, what really was going on is compliance. Can we see what we can do with compliance?
Yeah.
Sure, there's a lot of people making money.
Alienate the people that argue it.
Yes, but I know that you'll jump on the money, and that's true. However, control is more important than the money because the money will always come
Yeah.
for these people that are in power, right? The control doesn't. And if you can control a populace, you can get them to do whatever you want later on. And that's, I think, what it was I don't think it was, orchestrated to do that. I think they saw an opportunity to do that. But I do think that we were definitely. I mean, well, now everybody's saying, yeah, we were definitely.
And that's what all the most of these people that were actually like involved in this are now saying, well, that's old news. Why are we even covering that? We don't even talk about that because it's not important anymore. What we need to do is focus on the future. They're basically gaslighting.
They're the same people that say, yeah, but slavery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are we covering that? Yeah. World War II. They're the same fucking people. They're like, oh, no, that doesn't mean...
J6 was worse than slavery.
Yeah. They're the same people that are saying that things that just happened don't matter, but this thing that happened 400 years ago or this thing that happened, 1,000 years ago, that makes a difference. And it's like, well...
It's very frustrating. The ones that are, being supposed to be held accountable for it are also saying, well, no, that's old news and that doesn't affect anything now. Why pursue it? When everyone else is like, well, no, we need to know if the president was actually making decisions cognitively or not. Because... that's a big fucking deal.
Well, that's
could be why we let so many people over the border. He had no idea.
One of the things that we're not hearing.
That auto pen.
Honestly, I think if he was still
potential safety problem of
if he still knew what he was doing, he would have been fine with it.
That was him in March 2020. Let's watch the rest of this though. Spent 3 years pushing it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just let it go.
Vaccines that he just spent 3 years pushing at the top of his lungs.
We got volume on that.
So
sounds quiet.
Let's watch the rest of this though.
It's just a bad recording. Wow. No, not you, Kevin. Me.
Released by emergency use authorization by the FDA is an outstanding vaccine.
J&J's vaccine has a risk of life-threatening blood clots.
When you hear Kurt Metzger in the back.
Yeah. It's the sound of safety. So don't overthink it. They're both really good. They're all really good vaccines. Get vaccinated now.
You gotta call now.
If you wait, it's going to be really too late to protect your child.
If this was your child, what happens next could make it the worst day of your life.
So even though COVID poses zero threat to healthy children,
vaccinate your children.
Do the right thing. Be safe and not sorry.
I'm strongly recommending for adolescents to get their 2 doses of vaccine and fully immunized after those 2 doses.
Advanced technology can help save lives.
This is going to be a long-lasting vaccine.
A few moments
later. You can see the lie in his eyes.
Yeah. Is not holding up well for emergency room visits, is not holding up well for hospitalizations.
Here we go again.
Everyone's going to need a booster. You need that third immunization.
Triple the amount.
Get that third immunization. The 2 mRNA vaccines were always a 3-dose vaccine. The 2 mRNA
it's always been a 3-dose
vaccine. I've always said this is a 3-dose vaccine. I've always
what
said
the
this
fuck?
Is a
Even though last time he said 2.
Never said
He's memory holing himself.
Yeah.
The problem is it's not holding up. So we may have to look at sort of innovative solutions.
Look at a 4th one?
A 4th immunization.
Yep.
Holy shit.
How crazy is this?
Country going. We have to consider some out-of-the-box things. A 4th immunization.
And I've always said it's a 5 immunization series.
Just wait till they get to the covalent vaccine.
A 4th immunization.
But I'm still not done.
Unfortunately, the numbers are starting to trend up again. So the hospitalizations are up. And so the
come on, this means the pockets are getting thinned out.
Bivalent, that's it.
Willie and Lise were saying they got their booster, and I was like, oh, I need to get mine.
He's wearing a bow tie. Of course, we don't trust him.
They were talking about
a bow tie and a mustache. That's villain.
That's why I never trusted Tucker Carlson except the mustache.
Booster, does it matter? Like,
don't worry so much about the number of.
There's no wrong way to use it.
This new bivalent booster.
You can double or triple stack them.
The new bivalent is doing a much better job. You have to get a booster.
Yeah.
You need to get this new bivalent booster.
God, I'm glad I didn't
He's
listen.
reading that shit.
I'm so glad I didn't listen to any of this shit.
Me too.
Yes.
There's people that are still wearing masks to this day and saying, I am current on all of my COVID shots. Why?
Fucking crazy.
And some of them are driving by themselves.
And just walking down the street.
Now they're up to 5.
We're going to need an annual booster like flu.
Eventually.
Dr. Hotez supports yearly boosters, just like flu.
But I'm still not
Except the
done.
flu's not a booster. The flu is just a new vaccine for a different flu.
And I think our thinking is going to change, and that what's going to happen is every few months we may need another booster.
Oh my God.
Perfect results each and every time.
We just could not overcome that massive disinformation campaign. These fake concepts of herd immunity and discrediting masks.
Dr. Hotez, you are a national treasure.
It is
What? Jesus fucking Christ.
Herd immunity is real.
was extremely informative. Disinformation that you're hearing, that kids are
God, that
it's
word.
nonsense. Kids need to get
Disinformation. That was used a
vaccination.
lot.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that was a lot.
Watch
They
out for
use that word as a
misinformation.
weapon.
Yes, they did.
Well, they came up with a new one. You know what the new one is? Malinformation.
Oh, malinformation,
Do you know what malinformation
That
is?
sounds dangerous is what it sounds like.
Pause it for 1 second. Do you want malinformation is real information that could be detrimental to people.
Malicious.
I'm sure that there's a malicious information now too.
That's what mal, I would think.
Yeah.
Go ahead and play the rest
That's
of it out,
fucking
though. This is
sickening,
insane, dude.
This is sickening.
Isn't this? I know. When I first saw this, I was like, my jaw dropped open, man.
Well,
I could not believe
the
it.
fact that he's not even skipping a beat.
No.
When he's saying this, like, "Hey, we were wrong."
Yeah.
Like, no, he's just going.
We need
no.
to start thinking outside of the box
Yeah.
and have another one.
Just an
Start
IV
considering this.
Yeah.
Just an IV drip of
fucking the vaccine.
vaccine.
All day, every day.
We're going to put it in your water supply to make sure you have it on a daily basis.
Wear it in your backpack.
We're going to make you can't leave your house until you scanned your barcode out the fucking door.
That's what they really want.
Yep.
You just need to carry a water jug everywhere you go full of the vaccine. And you can just inject into yourself every hour on the hour.
It's a fucking tank you drag behind you that's constantly...
During this whole time, there was kind of a social credit score, right?
Oh, there was.
Because
Yep, I
if you said
remember that.
anything wrong about it, you were ostracized and kicked off of every platform.
Absolutely,
Yep.
you were. I mean, there was even
Trump was kicked
people-
off of what? Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were people that literally, some banks were like removing their bank
Yeah.
accounts and shit. and
That's right.
closing
They
their
were
bank
closing accounts and shit
Yeah.
like that. And actually not giving their money back to them, just cutting them off from their fucking money.
That happened in Canada big time.
Yeah,
during
wasn't
the
that
truckers.
fucking wild?
It was
Yeah.
fucking insane. The
This
fact
is
that you
so
can
crazy.
steal people's money.
Because of misinformation.
Yeah.
Or because you're...
Or because
It's not even
you're
misinformation.
not-
They were right.
Yeah.
They were right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
the
the
thing.
sickening part
The
about it.
conspiracy theorists were
We're all
right.
correct.
All of them were right through this
Yes.
whole thing. It's fucking insane.
Sorry about that.
Probably
Kevin.
why
It's
I
all
got.
good.
It's probably why I got more into the conspiracy stuff recently.
Yeah,
because of-
yeah. It's like,
I
hey,
started-
we've been right about everything else.
Well, I started thinking
You know?
more about like how COVID was and all this other shit and things lining up, and it's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, things are getting weird.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, trust me, I've seen it too.
And especially being on the verge of World War III every month.
I know, right? I know.
Still?
Yeah, for like the last 7 years.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
well,
what I mean.
And now that Hitler's in charge, what are we going to do?
Again.
People have to feel safe.
Dr. Hotez, you are a voice of reason.
Take down the fake information, these fake concepts of
I
herd
think he
immunity.
declined to go on Rogan after all
He
this
did.
shit.
RFK Jr. wanted to debate him
Yeah.
on Rogan. He wouldn't do it.
That's
No.
the single most important thing right now.
He said he would go on by
Have to
himself.
do.
That's it.
Peter
Yeah.
Hotez was the person that
Rogan's
I'd
like,
to
no.
go to.
He didn't want anybody to
for
push
this sort
back
of
on him.
The
expertise.
single most impactful thing you can
So
do
who is this guy?
is make
Surgeon
sure
General?
that you're fully
General?
boosted.
No, he's
Preferably
just
two boosters.
he's a
Took Fauci's place?
Monkeypox
No,
is
I
a
forget what
global
type of
emergency.
scientist
And
he
it's
is.
accelerating.
Oh, now there's a new one.
Specific social network of men who have sex with men.
Remember the
not because it's
monkeypox?
sexually
Oh,
transmitted.
yeah.
Monkeypox is sexually transmitted.
He said it wasn't, and it
Exclusive.
turns out it's
Before we
exclusive.
let
Yeah.
you go, we have to stop and applaud you because I had a lot of MSNBC viewers who have watched you constantly for the last 3 years or so, and
Well, there
have
you
come
go,
to
it's
trust you. I don't know if they
MSNBC.
fully appreciate what you have done.
Just
Fucking
completely
Jesus.
Lie after lie after lie.
fear-mongering. Yeah.
That sounds pretty
Insane.
cool, dude. The Golden Dome that's coming up. You heard about that? Well,
Oh
we're
yeah,
almost out of time,
yeah.
but
We'll have to talk about that
Yeah.
next week because
Trump
yeah,
seems to
that
be
is
pretty
interesting.
excited about it.
Yeah,
And I like that it's a Golden Dome.
it's a big, beautiful golden
I
dome.
think that everything's gaudy in the White House
It
again.
sure fucking is.
it's
'cause
gonna be the greatest
there-
golden dome ever.
I remember them showing like one of his apartments back in like the 90s.
It was all gold.
It was all gold.
Yeah.
Everything.
Trump Tower or whatever
Yeah,
it was.
It was him and Rush Limbaugh that like who could have the most gaudy apartment?
That was big, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Rush Limbaugh's was pretty fucking gaudy too.
What was the last one? Was the Big Beautiful Check or something like the Big Beautiful Plan?
Oh, it's
I don't remember that.
the Big Beautiful Bill.
Yeah, the Big
Yeah,
Beautiful
yeah.
Bill.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good for him.
fucking name.
He can name some shit, man. Space Force.
I know.
And the thing is, everyone made fun of it. It's a thing now.
I know it's a
That's
thing.
what. That's how it ties into the Golden Dome.
Well, yeah, because we want to use space, even though we signed fucking treaties to never use space as a warfare.
Yeah.
We'll use
Well,
it
you know
as
that'll
a
change
dome, as
eventually.
a shield is what we're going to do.
Yeah, but
no rockets will come from anywhere on the planet to the United States of America.
Well, the problem is with the hypersonic stuff that can be here in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
From Russia.
Thank you, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I turned that way up because of that.
Well,
There we
I think
go,
it's
that's
about
better.
time.
All right.
Down, dude.
Goodbye, everybody. It was the Skids Podcast. If you like listening to it, you're one of the few. Thank you. Hit like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy. We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Tell people so we can get more. I don't even mind if we have haters or detractors or anything like that. That would be great.
I'm
Thank
fine
you
with
again.
detractors.
Goodbye. Kevin, I'm not letting you speak. Goodbye. Stop it. Shut up.